Right, so you can see the first card here you've got is the Emperor. Yeah, this is obviously a pretty heavy reading. You can see that right away. You've got the Devil in the middle, so it feels quite heavy. I think you've gotten out of most of this heaviness. I think you're transforming out of most of that. So there's a little bit left over, but I think you're out of the worst of this. That's what I want to say to someone here. Yeah, with this Emperor, I'm getting a big ego here, actually. Someone's got a big, big ego. I think this is what you're getting out of this person with a big ego. But yeah, the strange thing is they don't come across like that. They don't come across as having a big ego, actually. They come across as someone who's quite easygoing. Jokes, laughing, messing around, just very easy nature. That's how they come across. But actually, that they're not like that. That's how they look on the outside to people outside of them. But I think you know the real them, or you knew the real them, and I think you might still be struggling with this for some reason, how they were on the outside to people on the outside of your relationship, and how they were to you, and how they were on their inside. Yeah, it feels quite recent. Maybe you've disconnected from them recently, but there's still a little bit of that old energy from them around you, I think. Because with this Devil, these people are chained to the Devil, so there's still a little bit of that around you for some reason. So yeah, it takes time to get out of something like this in your heart and in your head. I know that. Excuse me. So yeah, you loved them. You really did love this person. I think you might still have a little bit of that for them. It's definitely fading, or it's already faded away. I'm not sure where you are. If it hasn't faded away yet, it is going to totally fade away. I have to tell you that. You will get out of this. Yeah, this is what I'm getting, that saying, tough nut to crack. So it's not that you wanted to break them, but it's more like they had this shell around them, a bit like a walnut with a really hard shell, and walnuts are really hard to crack. So, and it's like you couldn't get to the inside of them. That's what I'm getting. And yeah, if you look at this Emperor, he's got this suit of armour on, and nothing can get through a suit of armour. No swords, no words. Swords can represent words. So when you try and push a sword into the suit of armour, it won't go in. So when you try to talk to them and penetrate them with your words and try to get inside them and try and, get, to what's right in there, you couldn't do that. You couldn't get through the shell. That's what I'm getting there in that Emperor. So, yeah, this is what I'm getting. I think what they used for their outer shell, for their suit of armour, was that easy-going nature. I know this sounds really strange if this is you, but if this is you, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Because what I'm getting is, you tried to get deep, you tried to talk to them, you tried to get to know them deep down in there. And, if you did that, if you kept on talking and you kept on trying to have a real conversation with them, how do you really feel? What are you really thinking? Let's get deep. Let's talk about how we can get deeper together. It's kind of, it turned around on you, I think. It was like, well, you're spoiling the atmosphere. This is all fun. This is all, we're just joking and having fun. And you're trying to nag. You're asking me over and over again to get deeper. And I just don't want to know about that. I'm fine. I'm fun. Everything's wonderful. And you've spoiled it. That's not what you're like. You're not like that at all. All you wanted to do was get deep. You wanted to have a deep connection with the person you're in a relationship with, and that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with what you were doing, but I think they made you feel as if there was something wrong with what you were doing. The other thing is you wanted honesty. You wanted to know how they really felt about something. And I think there was a lot of falseness around them. That's what this armour is. It's like, everything's fine, everything's nice, ha ha, let's have a joke. No. There's nothing wrong with that. You like to have a joke, you're fun and all that kind of thing. But when you're with someone, you want to go deep with them. You want a real relationship with someone. And if you're just on the surface, you're not getting that. So that's kind of what I'm getting between you, if that's you. Yeah, I think also you know, when you were coming out of this, it was really, really difficult for you as well. I'm seeing a lot of isolation around you, because I think when you come out of something like this, everyone else sees this easygoing person as this kind of great, fun, fantastic person, and they kind of look at you and say, well, what's the problem? They're great. I don't know why you'd want to break up with someone like that. But you know what they're really like, and all these people on the outside didn't. And I think some of these people around you, I think there are some people in your family, maybe some of your friends, might still be wondering why you'd want to leave someone like that behind. But it doesn't matter what they think. You know why, you know yourself, you know what they're like, and you've absolutely done the right thing if this is resonating with you. So I just want to tell you that I'm on your side. I can see what they're like. So yeah, very isolating experience when you left. That's what I'm seeing, if that's you. I think they might try and contact you. You probably don't want to hear this. They might have already tried, because I'm seeing a few different times where they might contact you. Yeah, I think you're very, very serious this time. I don't think you're going to listen to them. I don't think you want to hear from them. And what I'm getting is, I'm getting a specific message here. One of these times they might contact you. You might have already had this contact from them. I'm not sure if you have or not. But what I'm getting is, I'm getting a very jokey, kind of light-hearted message coming from them. And I think when you get this message, it'll be like more of the same. Yeah, this is what they're like. They're not going to change. I'm not going to be able to talk to them in a deep way at all. And, you know, other people would love that. They'd love getting a light-hearted message like that. But for you, it's very, very shallow, and you don't want that. And I think this last message that comes in, it might just say to you, right, that just confirms that they're never going to change. I'm really, really going to move on now. So, and yeah, you can see that with this devil. I just want to go on to that. So there's this devil right in the middle here. Now, I'm not saying they're the devil, but this situation had you chained. So the situation was like the devil to you. So I'm not saying they're the devil. But you can see that here. You were chained to this with this devil here. And what's happening now, when you get this last message, is you're going to rise up into where this Temperance card is. Because if you look at the angel up there, he is rising up from that devil, out of that situation. So, you know, you'll go, if you haven't already, if you haven't had that message or whatever it is, you are going to rise up out of this. So that's what that's telling you. The other thing I'm getting here is really, really interesting, really beautiful actually. There's a lot of healing in front of you, but also, so you've got to, it's going to take you some time to get over this. That's what I'm getting properly. But also, I'm just looking to the left of this angel here. There's a pathway rising up to this really beautiful sunrise here. So there's a lot better coming up for you. There's another love for you on the horizon. That's what that's telling you. I think for some people here, or someone here, you're already talking to this person, you know them, and you're talking to them. Yeah, it feels like they're far away if you are talking to this newer person. It might be that they're physically far away, because this is a horizon. And so it's like, you know, when you look at a horizon, you can see what's out there on the horizon, but it's far away. But you know it's there, you can see it's there. So it might be that you're talking to someone, but they're far away, or it might be that you're just talking, but the relationship's far away. You haven't quite gotten together yet. So it could be one or the other, I don't know at this time. But yeah, you can see that on the Three of Wands as well. You know, you've got this man there, and he's looking out literally onto the horizon, and he's waiting for the ships to come in. That's what he's doing. And he can see the ships, he knows they're coming in, but they're far away. So I think that's what's happening. If you're talking to someone right now, you know that they're going to be close to you at some time. You've got that feeling, you know that. They're out on the horizon, you can see them, but they're not close to you yet, or they're not with you yet. So that's what I'm seeing. So if that's what's happening, if you're talking to someone, they're way better. You're going to be so much happier around this other person if that's you. Okay, right, so I'm getting a money problem. I'm getting something else here. I'm getting a problem around money here. a lack of money for someone who's listening to this. And I'm getting that a lot in these readings, and you know why. It's the situation that's happening in the world right now. A lot of people are struggling money-wise, job-wise. Now, I'm getting this for someone here. There's an opportunity here. It's a really big opportunity. Now, what I want to say is it doesn't look like a big opportunity. It looks like a small opportunity. It looks like it's not very much, actually. But, and it might not be, but I think it's going to lead to something a lot bigger for you. And I think you've had this opportunity, if this is you, come up recently, maybe over the last few weeks, maybe over the last month. This opportunity's come up for you. It might only have been yesterday or the other day. It's quite recent. And I think if this is you, you looked at this opportunity and you said, no, it's not for me. It has a lot of problems around it. Logistically, it might be far away. I can't get there, or there's this problem and that, or it messes up with this and that. Now, if that's you, I think you want to go and look at this opportunity again. And I think you want to look at it without the obstacles. If you look at this woman here in the Eight of Swords, she's got a blindfold on, she's got ropes around her, she's got mud in front of her, all these obstacles are there. But, if you look at the blindfold, it's quite loose. If you look at the ropes, they're quite loose. So she could take them off and go forward. So I think if you take the obstacles out of your mind, you'll be able to see that this opportunity, it's going to lead to better things for you. Because I'm actually seeing that this is a stepping stone for you. So, and the other thing about all the obstacles is I think they're negotiable. I think they can take them away. I think, it might be that actually it's logistically a problem for you to get there. And, it might be that right now you can work from home. It might be something like that because a lot more people are working from home now. So the obstacles that you've got, either they can be moved out of the way or negotiated for you, or that they're not obstacles that are going to last, because it's a stepping stone that's going to lead you to something a lot better down the line. So if that's you, if you said no to something, I'd say call them back. I don't think it's too late for you. Or if you haven't made up your mind yet, I would, definitely, go forward with this, move forward with this in some way. So I really, really hope that the right person gets to hear that, because it's a very, very good opportunity, and you're not seeing it because you're in this Eight of Swords mode. If that's you, it's that there's something in front of you that this is leading to that you can't see yet. So take your blindfold off. Take the blindfold off and say yes to this, or at least start talking and negotiating. And I think you'll see that the obstacles aren't going to be there later on. Anyway, so no more about that. Right, so, okay, the first card you've got for your presents, Christmas presents. I'm thinking of Christmas presents. I just had a delivery today come in. Anyway, yesterday. Sorry, you don't care about that. The first card you've got for your present is Temperance. Right. Beautiful, beautiful card. So you can see this again with this sequence here. You've got this, you've got the Devil. So you've already come out of a lot of this. You've already risen up out of a lot of this. And you're a very deep thinker. This is what I'm getting again. You're naturally a very, very deep thinker. And I think this has really magnified that for you. I think being with this person who's a little bit shallow, more than a little bit actually, and you couldn't get to them, they're very surface level, I think that's made you realise, no, I can't have anyone else in my life that's like that. I can't have anyone that's false. Anyone that's kind of, oh, isn't it a beautiful day today? And actually it's not, or, or someone that lies, or someone that pretends. You can't have anything like that anymore. It's going to really make you feel even worse. It's going to make you remember this person. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. It's going to bother you. It's not going to feel good when you get these people around you. But that's a good thing, because you're going to be able to eliminate, you're going to see that person straight away when they come along, whether it's a friend, relative, future love, whoever it is. You're not going to stand for that anymore. You're not even going to get anywhere near involved with anyone like that ever again. Anything false, You're going to be able to see right through that now. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, I think maybe if this is all you, if that's resonating with you, I think you've been through something like this before, actually. No, not you. It's something you've seen. This is something you've seen in someone else. That's what I'm getting for you. Yeah. I think there's someone in your family. They might have been pretending they were someone they weren't. They might have been lying. They might have been false. I'm getting dishonesty around someone in your family when you were growing up, when you were a child. And I think you're watching this. And you're observing this. And it made you feel really uneasy. You knew that it was wrong, even as a child, because you're very perceptive, even as a young child. I'm getting that with you. So I don't know if it was your parents, but it was a couple in your family, obviously older than you. And yeah, this is what I'm getting. There was a member of this couple. One of the couple was dishonest. Well, it was a husband, wife, whoever it was. They were getting away with things. They were getting away with being dishonest, lying. They might have been cheating, whatever they were doing. And the other person was letting them get away with this. They just kept on going on with this. They put up with all of that. Very, very weak person. And I think to this day they're the same. And for you could see the falseness in both of them. You could see the falseness in the person that was lying and the falseness in the other person pretending everything was fine, because that's falseness as well. And I think you said to yourself when you were a child, if this is you, I'm not going to be like that when I grow up. I'm not going to live like that. I will not be like that when I grow up. I think that's what you said to yourself, because you could see that weakness in those two people, and you're a very, very strong person, and you're like, no, I'm not going to be like that. I'm not going to be false. I'm not going to be with anyone like that. And I think you started to see that kind of dynamic happening between you in this relationship you're in your past with this emperor here. And yeah, you let it go for a while because you loved them. You really loved them. But I think after a while you had to let the whole thing go, because it came back to you, this memory. It was like, no, I can't live like that. This relationship starting to be like that false one I was seeing before, if this is you. Or it gave you that feeling, that memory of when you were growing up, and you said, no, I have to move on. And so now that you see, if that's you, now that you're seeing all these parallels really, really clearly between something that you saw when you were growing up and this relationship you're in, that's a huge turning point for you. It's a huge turning point. You are not going to let anyone else in your life who is false or who puts up with this who's kind of weak, who pretends everything's fine when it isn't, anyone who lies, all that kind of thing. So I think what's going to start happening with you now, if this is you, you'll start minimizing your time with a lot of people that are around you who are like this. So family members, friends, anyone who's like that, because you're protecting your vibration. You're keeping your vibration high, like this beautiful angel in this card here, in the Temperance card. You're not letting anyone bring down that vibration, because I think if you know you're around anyone like that, you'll remember what it was like growing up around these people. You'll remember what it was like getting into or being in this relationship, and you'll go down into devil territory. You'll fall down from that Temperance card into that devil again, and you don't want to go back there. And this is a huge turning point for you if this is you, because you're acknowledging this, you're recognizing this, you're seeing it really clearly now, and that's the only way you can change things in your life. It's to know they're there and to acknowledge that and recognize that's what's happened to you. So if that's you, I really hope that makes sense to you. Sometimes I talk on and on. I think, does that make sense? Does that make sense? I really hope it makes sense to someone, because this is a big turning point in your life. So you've got a big turning point in your relationships, in your friendships. Also, if you say yes to this job opportunity or whatever it is, you're going to start to turn upwards in your work life and in your money as well. So this is huge. This is huge. Right, this is what I'm getting here. This is this love I'm getting. I'm seeing that love. I've seen them before in the Three of Wands. I'm getting them here now. So yes, There's someone here, they're coming out of a really difficult time themselves. Maybe that's why they're far away from you, or it might be some other reason. So what's happening is they're coming out of a difficult time, this new love connection that's on the horizon for you. I think they might be around you now. If not, they will be soon. But if you're in a conversation with them right now, it feels like they're mirroring you. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a silence around them right now, actually. So it feels quite quiet. So yeah, they're a quiet person. They're a very thoughtful person. And you might be thinking, why are they so quiet? Why are they so quiet? So if that's you, they're going through a lot of problems. They're coming out of something themselves. They're coming out of their own devil situation. I'm seeing that. The other thing is they're just a quiet person. They're a very thoughtful person. They're a very quiet person. They're a deep thinker. This is exactly the kind of person you want. There's a lot going on inside their head. They absolutely have feelings for you. I have to tell you that. I'm seeing that very, very clearly. So yeah, I'm just looking at this King of Cups. This is how they're coming up as the King of Cups right now. Yeah, quiet person, not very expressive. Yeah, this is what I'm getting. Serious words. Yeah, precious words. So when they tell you eventually, when they tell you how they feel, and they will, because this is developing, it's developing into something real here, or it's going to in time. You'll know what they're saying is real. You'll know what they're saying is true. And that's really important to you. This is why you're making this change now, because you're making this change to be ready for this person to come into your life. And you'll be able to recognize, yes, what they're saying is real. What they're saying is true. Yeah, they're a person of few words. Yeah, I'm getting, yeah. I was getting precious there. I was getting precious words. And this is what I'm getting here. So when you think about things that are precious, like, for example, precious jewels. Jewels are rare. So they don't say much. But when they do say something, it means a lot. So that's very important here. So when they say, I love you, and they will say that to you, I'm seeing them saying, I love you, it's going to be huge. It's going to really mean a lot to you. It's going to take them a long time to say that to you down the line, but they'll say that to you and it's going to mean a lot to you. And I think in the past, you've had people very early on say, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. And it's fine for people to say that if they're feeling that, that's okay. But again, it was false. It was like, oh, I love you. It's just like saying, hello, goodbye, I love you. Whatever. So it's kind of like, well, okay, that's fine. Talk's cheap. That's what I'm getting. But with this person, talk is not cheap. It's expensive. It's rare. It's like a jewel. It's precious. And when they come out and say, I love you, they're really, really, really going to mean it. And you're ready. You're willing to wait for that. Doesn't matter. You'd rather wait forever to have someone say something that really means it. And this is what you're getting here with this person. Very, very, very special for you. So, yeah, you're coming together at the right time. You're coming together at the right time. Now, okay, I have to be honest here. This is a problem I think that you might have with them down the line. It's not a bad thing. I'm just seeing this little thing that might come up with you. So I think there might be times when you are in a relationship with this person down the line, somewhere down there. You're going to wonder maybe, do they really want me? How are they feeling? And it's because they're a person of few words. That's why you're going to feel like that. You're not going to be wondering whether they're honest or not. You're not going to have that worry. But because they're a person of few words, they're not very expressive, you're probably going to be thinking sometimes, how do they really feel? I don't know. All you're going to have to do with this person is ask them, and they'll be honest with you. But they are a person of few words, and I think that's going to be a little bit difficult for you to get used to, especially in the beginning. But I think it's worth it, because when they do speak, it means a lot. So that's what I'm getting. And yeah, when you come together with them, it's going to be 100% genuine. And you both deserve this. You both deserve to be together, because they've had that devil in their background as well. They're going through a lot right now. I think they're coming out of that. So yeah, they deserve you and you deserve them. Beautiful. You both deserve this. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, yeah, absolutely beautiful. The first card you've got for your future is the Seven of Swords. Not so beautiful. Okay, right, so I'm getting a few different things here. Okay, this is specific. This is for someone. I'm getting learning, I'm getting studying. I think you had a study opportunity or you had an opportunity to go further in your education. It feels like maybe that was taken away from you. It might have happened a few times actually, but it definitely happened one time if that's you. It's like, okay, I'm ready to start. I'm ready to do this formal education. I'm going to have this qualification or whatever it is. And then it's like, oh, disappointment. I can't do this now. No, it's not for me. Yeah, I'm getting family around this as well. So it might be that someone discouraged you to do this. It was definitely taken away from you. Because that's what the Seven of Swords is about. You know, this man's taking the swords away. And yeah, it's interesting because I was seeing this work opportunity in the Eight of Swords over there. And swords can be about words. So I think someone talked you out of this, or they said, oh, you don't want to do that. You don't need to do that. It's not for you. You could never do that. That kind of talk. And I'm getting family. So yeah, with this Wheel of Fortune, it looks like it's coming around again. This opportunity is coming around again for you. Because if you look at all the characters in the corner of the Wheel of Fortune, look at that. They're all reading. They're all studying. So this opportunity for study that was taken away from you, it's coming around to you again. Yeah, well, I think this work thing, the Eight of Swords, I think that's what this opportunity that's coming up in the future that you're not seeing with your blindfold on, that's what it is. It's a stepping stone to more learning in some way. So it's going to come back again, and I think what's going to happen is, if that was you with that opportunity, it might come through that. So again, say yes to that. If it's not this studying, it's some better thing that you know you're stepping into with a stepping stone. So please say yes to that if that's you, or if there's an opportunity that comes around you that you think, oh, I don't know. Apply, see where it goes, and then try to negotiate things later, work through things later, and it'll be a stepping stone to something better for you. There's definitely studying coming up. If you've stopped doing that, it's coming back around again with this Wheel of Fortune. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, this is the other thing I'm getting here. Try and be a little bit quiet if you can. You know, just apply for whatever this is. Don't say much about this. You don't want someone coming in again and trying to talk you out of this, or again, lowering your vibration, which is with the Temperance card. You're up there. You're up high there now. Don't let anyone drag you back down there again. I'm getting that again here. So yeah, I really hope the right person gets to hear that. Yeah, this is a turning point for your relationship. It's a turning point for friendships, for your confidence, for everything else. Also for a work opportunity and for studying as well. This is huge. This is a huge reading, and you deserve this. You absolutely deserve this. So, okay, I'm going to talk about this Page of Wands right down the bottom here now. So with this new love here, yeah, I'm getting this again. They're very quiet. You know, this is right next to the King of Cups, and they were coming up as the King of Cups. So yeah, very, very quiet person. So what I want to tell you here is, you know, you're Leo, so obviously you're a very passionate person. When they first come in and talk to you, or if they're talking to you now, or wherever you are with this, they might not come across as being the most passionate person, especially at the beginning. What I want to tell you is, don't judge a book by its cover right now, because for one, this is developing very, very slowly. The other thing is they've got a lot on their mind, so passion might not be the first thing on their mind right now. And you know, the other thing is that they're very slow with their words. So there are a lot of things here that are kind of going against that passion. But what I want to tell you is they're a very passionate person. They've got passion on their mind. And when you do finally have this breakthrough, when both of you do, and you're able to be together, you know, properly, they are a very passionate person. And I want to show you this. If you look at the Page of Wands, this page has got a feather right on his head, in his hat. So when they see you, they're going to have passion on their mind. You might not see that now, especially if you're long distance or you're far away. Again, they're on the horizon somewhere. You're not seeing that now. But when you come together properly, yes, this is going to be a very passionate connection.